Okay, I am now going to be testing them. Yep, working. Finally, we had an issue with OBS Studio. Sorry for ending this and starting. That's I am glad to inform you that the session hasn't started yet. A little insight. Our drivers here, our cars actually, drivers are gonna be F1 World Car instead of the actual cars, as there is something a form of a not know equal performance, though in our league not equal, or as downfall has changed a lot. I don't know, waiting for the evolve from E. And now we are going to have on cars as downfall all the actual cars enough had on, and I think our drivers are going to be up it. Gonna be a race. We have two tied up on point, second and third in the constructors champion, uh, third in the driver standing, and that's runner red and TomN, who's second champion. That's gonna be decided tonight. Our champion for season 10 is Sleeper, and he's champion for the past. And today is side second runner red has driver star last. And our drivers are readying up. We're gonna be reaching that. So, as qualifying starts, I don't know, I think Tom is gonna be taking second place away from runner red, but that will be decided at qualifying with the 35. I repeat, stars, A and game, rising to different downfall have equal. Q1 has started with 18 on the clock. Let's see who ninth side is excited to see the driver liveries actually running official team liveries. Hi. Okay. Content update. Takma. We have some of the drivers rocking the liveries. Some are rocking the like Sky Callum, actually pretty high, especially science pistols. Quite like that. As we ride alongside with scientists on the outlap, I think the guy is gonna Daniel first. Uh, Never mind, that's gonna be Taylor. Go on. Stop. Goes into the first corner. What was that? I mean, that caught me off guard. Maybe an issue uh goes thing. Let's in 2004 he is second person to start a pickup. It was disqualified from the session for standing. I think for stopping for long. Tom in 2004 is running a William livery on the Formula World car. Have yellow flags going on and active drivers slowing up for other drivers as Tom in 2004 takes a purple second sector. I think that's because he is the first to finish up that second sector. Gonna be a good lap time around here for our uh, I think third in the standings now and fighting for second tied up on red. Gonna be enough though, and there's a little bit of snap of oversteer like Max Verstappen on the last lap of the one Abu Dhabi, and he does a 129. Only 5,000 him and Ty Chad, who's in second. Then a huge gap between second and third, and gap between Arjun and MV and then Daniel goes fastest and is now pole with a 122.7. Beautiful lap. Prodigy goes fastest to 120 for the yellow flag, I think. Down. Did Matas 5 and cover that one? That's right along the line as he started push. Doesn't have a fastest sector. Prodigy is still fastest 120. Gonna be Prodigy's gonna be happy with that as he's still on Pro 13 remaining. As our drivers go on a second set of softs on it happened with Mafio. Riding along with Science car. Rush crosses the finish line and goes second fastest. Oh my gosh, I talked to 2000 second time dropper. Oh, the 125.10 followed by Sign. Very small gap between top driver. our front row sitters are our drivers going to talk, right? Okay, so micro uh truly no idea why the mic is cutting out. Having problems with I think OBS Studio. Not on my end, it's on the stream platform. And as I have testing the microphone and it is working properly. So Robert Newman is still on provisional pole with a 5. Not much going on, not many on track. Maybe that is actually cool, considering the fact that we only have 17 players. Halo has been disqualified. I think their steering wheel has disconnected or something, as they did stop on track, crashed in the corner, barriers. Uh, Many people on an outlap, including side effects, who's now actually to the third sector, actually is still in the second sector, finishing the second sector, and is now crossing the third sector. Gonna go past the second sector? No, he not. Going to broadcast camera angle at how fast the cars are around the corners. Formula One cars are too fast cars to ever exist, and this is why we call Formula One the pinnacle of motors. As side effects finishes up his third sector and bails out on that lap and goes into pits with let's ride along with Prodigy who started 122, fixes by 10th. TomN 2004 puts himself on provisional pole with a 120.3, thanks to the second driver around here and himself on provisional 8 minutes on the clock. Daniel goes fastest, as I was looking at Twitch chat checking if there were any problems with the microphone. I don't think more, but Daniel goes fastest with a 122.68. That is 1/10 faster, a whole tenth faster than TomN 4. Prodigy takes third position, climbing up from fourth into third with a 124.5. I think Callum on his lap right now with a very bad lap. And I their end lap pit lane. Are our drivers gonna gamble and go for another set of softs? Going for their third and set? I don't think so. Some have in the past races. Yes, Callum does pits. Did one of them, but they have put car right now. We have 6.5 minutes remaining. Daniel on doing pole. Cornel is on comes up the front row with him with a 120.28 just, and Tom in 2004 just, is that 8,000th of a second? Yep, 8,000th of, oh my gosh, 8,000th of a second between Tom in 2004 and Cornell. Robert Newport goes fastest 120. I cannot fathom the speed our drivers around here. I truly cannot even come close to that when I driving. This is Tiro. After all, our fastest drivers, most mature, the ones with the speed and the speed. We have caution, flag in sector. I think that's the white car. Yahoo! Science, white car. This is gonna be hard as there are no teams. We do have Robert Newbert and a Williams, the Golf livery Williams. That's a car parked very dangerous track. The Golf livery has always fan favorite, either if it were on an McLaren, Williams, on any other car. I mean, is anyone going another lap? Should Robert just stay in the pits and take his pole from the 120, 147? I think that's gonna be very hard to beat. I may be wrong by one of our drivers over here. A tenth, a full tenth, first and second place. Robert on 120, 147, and Daniel on. Tom in 2004 is going on push lap with the track clear ahead of him. Gonna be getting the clean air, no traffic, no nothing. Maybe if you end up coming out, but I don't think so. And he goes fastest around the second sector, the purple second sector. Is he gonna be able to carry that momentum? Third sector, maybe snatch pole position away from Robert Newberg with a 120, 147. Tom's fastest lap is a 123. Is he gonna be able to do it as he crosses the finish line? Yes, he can with a 121.8. I truly was proven wrong. 3/10 ahead of Robert. Immaculate speed by our driver over here, Tom in 2004. Has a pretty good shot at winning this race, and maybe wow. Alright. That's audio. Okay. This is a mic boost for everyone who thinks it's our bedtime right now and we are whispering. Back to qualifying. Thank you, MV, for the heads up on the microphone being low. Anyways, Tom in 2004 is on provisional pole with a 121.8, followed by Robert Newert, who's still second with a 122.147. Most of our drivers are on out laps. So much traffic that Cornell and Prodigy have to pass through. Thank you. As Prodigy weaves through traffic, finishes actually. Oh, that's a bit. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot speak tonight. I apologize, guys. With a snap of oversteer, is he gonna be able to go faster than 122.4? And he slows up quite a bit. I think he's abandoning that lap and charging the battery to go for another push lap. I don't think it's gonna be enough. 50% only. It's gonna be hard to manage. Robert is on a push lap right now. Tom in 2004 peels back to the pits, and I think is going to be taking pole position from the pit lane with a 121.8. I may be proven wrong by one of our drivers, Daniel the Tires and MV Tires as well. Yellow flags in sectors 2 and 3. Robert now crosses the finish off sector 2 and doesn't go fastest in sector 2. Never mind, he was invalidated. Excuse me. And Robert goes into the pits, and that's, I think, Tom on pole. Is anyone gonna be able to beat Tom's lap time of a 121.8? I do not think so. Truly gonna be hard to beat. Sign does take third place though, improves, and is now. What's happening with the camera? Okay, never mind. Formula 1 is glitching quite a lot today. Signed did set a 122.2 that set him into third position, starting on the second row of the grid. And Tom in 2004 takes pole position from the pits. I mean, that's our qualifying for you guys, and I think Chad is the one holding us up currently. We are gonna wait, I think, a minute and 10 seconds before we can go on and move over to the race. Matas 5 on the intermediate tires. He knows something we don't. Truly. A 3/10 gap between first and second place. I think Tom in 2004 is gonna take this, win comfortably. Runner Red doesn't seem to be anywhere around here. I guess it's gonna be second place for Tom in 2004 in the championship unless he does DNF. Quick look at incidents. No pit stops, of course. Matas did use sets. Two sets of intermediates. No idea why. Seems to be the fastest tire around this track. even on dry weather. As our drivers line up on the grid, changing up their strategies and their fuel loads. We are just gonna sit here and remember that Tom in 2004 is on pole. Little recap for qualifying. Tom in 2004 pole with 3/10 to second place. Absolutely insane lap, a 1:21.8 I think. Followed by Daniel and then signed Pistol. I think so. We can actually check race director. Yep. Oh, I'm stuck! I shouldn't have done that. It's Robert Newport, then signed Pistol. Let's ask for an invite. As we have to restart the game, just give me a second, guys. Excuse me. Who are we gonna get an invite from though? Cosmic did leave the session, unfortunately.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, back to live scene, joining the session currently. Sorry for that, guys, we did not get to watch lights out, and that's the start of the race ruined for us because of one stupid glitch with the race director. As we load in. Okay, so it's Tom who's still leading, followed by Robert, and Signed Pistol drops down to 5th. Robert is chasing Tom in 2004. Cosmic has left the session yet again. Thank you, Cosmic, for the invite. Let's enable everything and show you the tires. We have our leaders running mediums. That includes someone 2004 and Robert Newbert, with the exception of Cornell, who's on hards. The rest are running mediums and softs, as the grid follows from 4th all the way to 17th. As for position change, Cyan Pistol drops down 3 positions from 3rd all the way to 6th. Our leaders, our top 2 are still the same, with Tom still leading the race after an amazing pole position. An amazing lap time that set him on pole position, with Robert following him by 3/10. Cornell is now in 3rd, improves from 5th all the way to 3rd. Daniel is still in the same position, and Side Effects climbs up the grid from 7th up all the way up to 5th. Showing you the tires again, as maybe you guys would want to see that. And as we see, Robert makes a move on the inside of Tom and takes the lead of the race now, and Daniel does the same. Tom tries to go on the outside of to Robert, and there's a little collision between both of our drivers, a little wheel-to-wheel collision. Uh, wow, that's some close racing between our top 5, 6 actually drivers. Include signed 7 drivers fighting for spot number 1, the spot that matters most. And there is a yellow flag in Sector 3, no idea what caused that flag. Let's check. Hopefully no one pulled a Nicholas Latifi, and I think it was caused by Spenny, who's now ghosted. I think Spenny left and now has joined yet again. I think internet issues. Matas has gotten a 3-second time penalty for, I think, multiple warnings. I would like to check that, but today's director is glitched. DRS is now enabled as we are on lap 4 of this race. Robert tries to chase Tom in 2004 with DRS and cannot make him move. Tom is using a lot of his ERS to defend against the his ERS to defend against the DRS users behind him. Huge DRS chain behind Tom, and a massive fight for first place that includes 7 cars. Let's look at the midfield right here. Not much action going on in the midfield. We do have Callum chasing Silent, and Matthew is chasing Matas with and he's 2 tenths behind them, and now gets Never mind, there is no DRS here anymore. I think he's gonna still be able to keep the gap under 1 second and get DRS on his rival Matas over here, even though Matas is on the soft compound. Looking at our leaders yet again, Tom in 2004 managing his ERS quite well, as he is being chased by Robert, who has DRS wide open, and Robert goes in front and they go for the good old switcheroo, and Tom stays in front, has a better exit. Is he going to be able to keep the lead with Robert now? His DRS wide open, that opens the door for Daniel, but that door is quickly closed by Tom in 2004, who's still in second. Tom is surely gonna be hoping to keep a 1 second gap to the car in front, as he does need that DRS to defend against the people behind him and to maybe have a shot at our race leader, who is Robert right now. I think if we were to give, and Matas receives another 3-second time penalty, very reckless driving by our driver over here. First time I've seen them, I think they are reserving. Very small gaps between our top 7 drivers. Yet again, I say that as we only have, let's check for the gap to leader. Yep, 2.5 seconds between our first and 7th place. As Tom goes for a move on the inside of Robert, is he going to be able to stay ahead going into the corner? Leaves his rival space and is now ahead. He does not get DRS though, unfortunately. That is given to Robert with DRS wide open. Is he going to be able to go for the move around on the inside? And yes, he does, and is now in front of Tom. Very close racing between our drivers here. Elbows out between Robert, Tom, and Daniel, who is trying to wait for a mistake between our top two leaders, so he can take the lead of this race. I don't think Tom is going to be looking to make any mistakes over here, as he really does not want to DNF and take second position in the driver standings. Silent gets a 3-second time penalty and drops down all the way to 10th for multiple warnings. Red Bull are gonna be looking forward to try and catch Williams in the constructor standings with a 1 point gap between Williams and Red Bull. Tom in 2004 is going to make the Red Bull team happy by taking this win. Hopefully, that's what he's aiming to do, and maybe get the Constructors' Championship for his own team. Ooh, and Robert goes on the inside but cannot make it stick this time, but does have a better exit than Tom and is now on the outside. Very little contact between our drivers, but it is enough to hinder one of their races. Let's look at the midfield over here. Matthew, the starter of the midfield in 8th, who has climbed up, overtaking, I think it was Silent and Mattis who he was fighting. No idea why any of our drivers would be rocking the soft, especially around a track such as Abu Dhabi with a very high track temperature. And we have a yellow flag in sector 1 with, I think, Spenny retiring in the... Was that Spenny? No, it was Silent retiring in the pit lane. I mean, they could have maybe waited for the chance of a safety car, but that's very highly unlikely that would happen. We do have the cleanest, most efficient drivers over here in Tier 1. Tom in 2004 is now in 2nd, right behind Robert, and now goes around the outside and takes his own racing line as he was ahead, and is now maybe comfortably leading this race. If he can put a 1 second gap between him and Robert. I mean, looking at Tom's qualifying lap time, I think if he does put a second between him and the guy behind him, who is Robert, I think he would probably just run away with this race, as he was 3/10 faster in qualifying than Robert, but that may just be qualifying pace. Hopefully Tom in 2004 is going to have the race pace to follow up with such a beautiful qualifying lap time. Now 5/10 between our top two. Still a very small gap between our top 7 drivers who are fighting for first place. The slightest mistake can now send you into literally 7th. That was satisfying going out of that corner, as we saw the cars follow up each other on the same racing line, with Tom now in 2nd. Massive fight of overtakes and DRS between Robert and Tom. Is it gonna stay the same though, or is one of our drivers gonna maybe make a couple of mistakes and receive a 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings, or maybe have a snap of oversteer that would send them far back the grid? Actually, scratch that. I think Tom in 2004 is a Williams driver, and there's a virtual safety car caused by, I think, actually no idea. I need confirmation if Tom drives for, yep, Tom drives for the Williams. Excuse me guys for making that horrendous mistake of saying that Tom is a Red Bull driver. Wow, I'm gonna be made fun of for that. Virtual safety car is gonna be ending pretty soon. I don't see any cars stopped on track or any debris. So I think it shouldn't last that long. Lasted, lasted longer than it should have already. DRS is now enabled and we are going racing again with the green flags being waved and shown on the LED board. Tom in 2004 is still chasing down Robert to take first place away from him. Very good strategy done by Mantas, who pits on hards under the virtual safety car. Not really a free pit stop, but quite enough to put them up, I think, into 10th after the people in front of them pit. Tom in 2004 takes the lead yet again. I mean, not much action going on in the race except for that between Tom and Robert, and it's mainly DRS fights, and Robert is now in the lead yet again. Followed by Corner, Daniel, Prodigy, Side Effects, Scient Pistol, Mafio, Sky Callum, Parker Fan, Dalo, Spenny, Matas, Thigh Chad, Arjun Kaiser, and Envy. Envy, I think you should focus more on the racing rather than my microphone. You are in 16th, mate. That's just a shot at you for taking a shot at me. Alright. Let's have a look at um, penalties here. We have a 3-second time penalty for Scient Pistol, 6 seconds for Packer Fan, 3 seconds for Side, 9 for Matas, 3 for Chad, and 3 for Envy. Not only are you last, Envy, but you have a 3-second time penalty. Now I'm just picking on the driver, I'm sorry. For position change, Cornell goes into first. I did not see that. I need to have a look at that. I think I can go for a quick replay of what happened between our drivers right there. Should be it. Never mind, this was Qatar last week. Yep, this is it. Let's look at what happened over here. This is the replay of the last few corners where I think an incident happened between our drivers that sent them scrambling for positions. Dropping down many positions and Tom dropping into second and Corner taking the lead of this race. Yep, elbows out right between our drivers over here and people trying to go on the inside and the outside, going for risky moves when it is not necessary. Anyways, going back to the race, we have Robert and Tom fighting again for first and second, sending Corner back to third. I mean, Mafio has climbed up 9 positions into 7th now. Thalo Also 7 positions into 10th. And we get a 3-second time penalty yet again, with now 6 seconds accumulated in time penalties for multiple warnings. I would like to give everyone an insight on Race Director, but that is not possible as Race Director is probably the most glitched thing after the downforce thing on equal performance cars, which is why our drivers are now using F1 World cars, as equal performance does not equal the same downforce for all our drivers on different teams according to EA. So until they fix that, our drivers are going to be using F1 World cars. TomN 2004 is now leading the race with 5/10. Ooh, and there's a yellow flag. And there's a car stopped on track, and that's Thai Chad. DNF retires from the session. That's gonna be punishable. I don't think it's gonna be looked at though. Considering the fact that this is the season final, I don't think any of our stewards are gonna be carrying penalties out to season 11, which starts in the next few weeks, maybe next week even. Back to the race leader, Mafio has now climbed up 13 positions with many drivers pitting. So there's a safety car. This is gonna affect Tom's race, I think. Damn. Robert did get a free pit under the safety car. Is Tom gonna be able to have the same privilege of that pit under the safety car? Or is he gonna drop down positions? I need a water. Make sure to stay hydrated, viewers. Drink a lot of water. And for our drivers, you can probably just press the drink button. And if you don't have any drink, radio us and we'll look into it. I think Tom is gonna be pitting now, and I think it's gonna be on to hards or maybe softs. No idea what our driver is gonna be doing right here. I mean, there are only gonna be 12. Supposedly 13 laps of racing remaining, and he does go on to softs as I did expect. I mean, if mediums lasted 16 laps, I think softs can comfortably last 12 laps. Tom is still in the lead, with Robert now in 4th. He's gonna be able to climb into 3rd? No, he cannot. Side effects gained, I think, the most out of this. Now in 2nd, let's look at the tires that our drivers are rocking after their stops. Okay, we have Tom on 2004 on soft, side effects on soft as well, 4 lap old softs, but I think side is one of our best tire managers here, just like Sergio Perez around real life. Softs can literally last side 30 laps or even more. Cornell and 3rd on mediums, Robert, Daniel and Scient on hards. That's gonna help them in the long run, but it is the softs of Tom are gonna help him in the short run and maybe build up a gap between him and second to third place that he could maybe manage to keep after his softs degrade. We have one more lap of safety car, I think. Safety car is gonna probably be in at the end of lap 17. If not, it's gonna be in at the end of lap 18. Okay, so a little recap of our race. We have 4 DNF drivers, and that includes Envy, Arjun, Thai, and Silent. Packer Fan is at the back of the grid with signed pistol there in 12th. Our leader is TomN 2004, who started on pole with a very beautiful lap that he set in qualifying, a 1:21.3, and Matas gets a 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Taylor under the safety car. Did that cause Thalo any damage? Maybe floor damage, side pod damage that he would be mad about and appeal to the race stewards? Safety car is in this lap as I did expect. Our drivers are going to be trying to warm up their tires before the safety car restart. Uh, I don't know. Is it gonna be a chaotic restart or is it gonna be a pleasant restart? I think we should ride along with Daniel's car as we would get a very clear view of our leaders, maybe even Callum's car. I think Cornwall is our best choice to have a good look at our leaders, and Tom in 2004 has a very beautiful safety car restart and big margins between our drivers here. Is Cornwall gonna be able to make a move on the inside around here? And he breaks late, and he does. Is he gonna be able to keep that position though? Closes the gap. Yes, he does. Beautiful driving over there. Going back to broadcast, and there is a yellow flag caused by our drivers over here at Scient and Packer Fan, I think. Tom in 2004 is leading this race, followed by Robert, who is now 2 seconds behind our leader. Robert does have older and harder tires that would last him better in the long run, but Tom is setting a gap between him and second place that he's gonna try to uh, keep. No idea what I'm saying over there, but he's gonna try to keep that gap and increase it so that he does not miss out on a win around here on our season 10 final in Abu Dhabi. Side effects now in third. Isn't Side a tier 2 driver, mate? outside is a tier 2 driver. Send that man to tier 1. We do not need him in tier 2. The stewards are absolutely mental for keeping side effects in tier 2. He is such an exceptional driver. A tier 2 driver who almost got a podium if it weren't for his now 7-lap old softs. I was kinda sure that he would get a podium, not anymore. He is way faster than some of our tier 1 drivers though. DRS is now enabled. We have 9 laps of racing left as we wave our season goodbye. This is season 10 over. Season 11 is gonna be starting soon, hopefully, and maybe I'm gonna wave y'all goodbye and stop streaming and maybe participate in some races. Unless someone decides to take me out and I take out my anger on them and I get a ban again, which leads me to stream yet again. It was fun streaming for you guys, not gonna lie. These past few races have been amazing with your company. But other than that, looking at our race over here, TomN 2004 has now built up a 3.3 second gap to Cornell and Robert, who are now fighting for second place with Cornell on mediums. I think Cornell has gone for the best race strategy. Mediums seem to be the way, as he did choose and use two different compounds that did pay off for him. The fact that he started on hards paying off right now under the safety car. No idea what caused the safety car exactly though. Massive gap that we can see built up on the full track map between Tom and Cornell. You can see how much a 3-second gap actually is. Cornell is closing that gap to Tom though. Is Tom gonna be able to keep that lead? Or is Cornell gonna be snatching that towards the end of the race? I think the projected time where Tom would would be caught up by Cornell is probably 5 to 6 laps. I think Cornell is going to be catching up towards the last 2 laps, and hopefully Tom doesn't get too unlucky and lose this race. Trying to keep that 3-second gap between him and Cornell, but Cornell is improving 100th by 100th, but that is gonna be enough towards the end of the race as the tires of Tom degrade, as he does have the softer compound which degrades way faster than the mediums. Let's look at some action going on the track. We have Daniel, Prodigy, and Mafia. Nope, Mafia isn't included. We have Daniel, Taylor, and Prodigy fighting over here with DRS wide open. And is Daniel going to be able to make that move on the inside? Yes, he can, and actually puts a car length between him and Mafia. Massive fight for fourth. Let's look at the fight for second between Robert and Cornell. Is Robert gonna be able to chase down Cornell and maybe take second place away from him? They are catching up to our race leader over here. that's gonna be very hard on Tom if he does not end up winning the race. I think Tom is gonna end up finishing in third position. If that's not too blunt of a prediction, it does seem like that's what's gonna happen towards the end of this race. We are already 3 laps into the predicted, actually, predicted time to catch up to Tom 2004 by Cornell, and I might be proven right as Cornell is gonna be catching up by a second now, almost 9/10 in the last 2 laps. And Robert goes for a move on the inside of Cornell and is now ahead. Is that gonna hurt the races though? And is Tom gonna be able to pull a gap between him and Robert, who is now fighting with Cornell? Now the gap has increased to 2.4 seconds. Yes, it is hurting their chance for the top one finish. Same thing that's happened with Lewis Hamilton in Singapore as he tried to fight his teammate George Russell, and George Russell did end up colliding with the wall for no reason whatsoever, ruining any chance of Lewis Hamilton getting a win. And that win has been long awaited by so many Formula One fans. It's been a year and a few days actually since Lewis Hamilton's last win, unfortunately, nearing the 2-year mark. Cornell now still in front of Robert. Robert really wants to make amends and take second place away from Cornell. Let's look at our drivers who were fighting for fourth. Mafio seems to be comfortably taking that position away, even though he does not have DRS, but he has used up a lot of his ERS. But it is very close to Daniel, so he is managing it pretty well for the midfield, with Thalo chasing them down alongside Prodigy. Very big fights that went on between Thalo and Prodigy. No, actually now we need to send Prodigy inside to what's it called? Tier 1 instead of them being in Tier 2 and tormenting all of our drivers. They are literally the fastest drivers I have seen and I have raced against. And that's not even an exaggeration. You can see them fighting along T1 drivers, and they really do belong in this tier, not in Tier 2. We have to freshen up the grounds in Tier 2 a bit, especially with the incidents that went on in Tier 2 and Tier 3 in the past couple of races. .2 second gap now between the leader and second position, now 2.5. Ooh, and Cornell receives a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. That's gonna hinder his race. He might be able to appeal with our stewards for that penalty. Maybe was forced off track by Robert, but we have no idea, and we are gonna be looking at that later on in the evening or maybe even tomorrow, before the deadline to submit the tickets. Tom in 2004 is gonna comfortably take the win, I think, as the race between Robert and Cornell has hindered their chances of getting close to the leader, with a 2-second gap now that I am pretty sure Tom is gonna be able to hold, even if it was on old softs. I think Tom is gonna be taking driver of the day for this race with a freaking amazing qualifying lap, and now an amazing fight between him and Robert at the start of this race. Now taking the win probably if he does not end up doing any mistakes. Let's hope we do not curse him with the commentator's curse. 3 laps of racing remaining. Our drivers are still fighting for 4th place, with Daniel now ahead of Mafio, who was comfortably in 4th place, but he did use up, Daniel did use up all of his battery and is now on 2%, now 0%. That's gonna hinder any chances of him being able to defend against our drivers here, which includes Mafio, Thalo, and Prodigy. Thalo and Prodigy do have 10% to 20%, respectively. Thalo is being pushed by Prodigy. I think Prodigy is going to be taking Thalo's position towards the end of this race and taking 6th place away from him. As for the rest of our drivers, I mean, very big fight, very huge DRS chain all the way up to 4th. The only real racing that's going on is going to be going on between our top 3 drivers, with now Robert seemingly losing confidence and now giving up and is now 2.3 seconds behind 2nd place. Cornell with a 5-second penalty is in 2nd place. I think Cornell is going to be appealing for that corner cutting thing unless it was actually intentional. Maybe they were pushed off track. That's just a maybe, just a proposition. I mean, Tom is going to be celebrating tonight. Massive celebration. Let's have a look at our... I mean, Tom in 2004 seems to be taking fastest lap, and that's by a margin of 124.0. He did have the softs though, so I mean, Side wasn't able to set a faster lap, even though he did pit again for newer softs. No idea why not. As for penalties, 12-second penalty for Packerfan, 3-second penalty for Spenny, 3-second penalty for Cyan, 3-second penalty for Side, and a 5-second penalty for Cornell. Stops, position change, Talo increasing by 11 positions, Mafio by 12. Amazing. Mafio from 16th all the way up to 4th, and Talo from 17th all the way up to 6th. I mean, I guess we have our driver of the day nominees. It's gonna be Thalo, Mafio, and Tom. Let me note that down because I am very bad at remembering any name. So, as we near the end of this race, Tom is comfortably leading. Back to interval, no idea why I not keep that, not change it back. That was a stupid mistake, sorry guys. I mean, Cornell is catching up and is now within DRS range of Tom. Tom using ERS as a last resort to keep that 1 second gap between him and Cornell, as he knows if Cornell was able to catch up and maybe get his 5 second penalty removed, he would win the race. I don't think that's gonna be it though. I think Tom is gonna be winning this race, and I hope Tom wins this race. I mean, he has put in a lot of effort, a lot of passion into this drive, and wow. What's happened with Robert, who now drops down into 4th? and is now in the midfield fight. No idea. TomN 2004 nearing now the checkered flag into the last two corners, and he is gonna be celebrating. He's gonna be weaving the car, celebrating, and now is a race winner around here in Abu Dhabi. What a drive from our driver, Tom 2004. Same with Mafio and Daniel and Taylor. No idea what's happened with Robert, who has lost confidence, was fighting our leader for first position for winning the race, but has lost a lot of his confidence and has dropped down now to 7th. I think it was because of penalties and a massive moment, maybe, that put him close to the midfield fight for 4th. That's our race done over here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This was the season final for Tier 1 around Abu Dhabi. We hope to see you in the next few races in season 11. Make sure to tune in. We will be posting any news about any plans for season 11, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good night slash day, and make sure to stay hydrated. As I said, I am currently suffering a very dry mouth, so sorry guys for any uh, issues in my commentating. I am really tired tonight, but had to do what I had to do. What had to be done, actually. Oh my gosh, I still cannot speak, and it's the end of the race. Let's have a look at the race director really quick. Quick scan for anyone that would possibly need this. Okay, so that's all. Thank you yet again for watching, and see you tomorrow for Tier 2 and also the uh, final race for them as well.